Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of I-dle Stan Nation, a channel that's dedicated to helping you discover new songs, artists, and groups to love. Whether you just got to K-pop today or for the past 20 years, we'll help you discover something new to love. You guys ready to move on to our next piece?
Yeah.
Sure.
Or take it away, man.
All right. So I believe it was September 4th. By the way, this is a good segue from our last topic. It was either September 4th or September 2nd. I don't remember. It was earlier this month, or was it late last month? Somewhere around there. Queendom was released, and for those who don't know what Queendom is, it's a survival show, similar to it's a survival show of six established girl groups.
So they talk about in the show, one of the main premises is that when groups do their comebacks, they usually plan their comebacks around each other so that they're not stepping on each other's toes. You know, a lot of times when groups do have a comeback at around the same time, it's typically in a different type of concept, so they can still coexist in the same space, so to speak. But through this show, they're tossing that all out the window. The six participants, teams, they're going to be when they're doing their comebacks, they're doing it all at the same time, so they're competing head to head.
Mm-hmm.
So, the lineup is pretty star filled. You got gi-dle, Mamamoo, Oh My Girl, AOA, former 21 member Park Bom. She's the only soloist there, and Lovelies. All these groups and Park Bom, they're very recognizable within Korea. They all have very high brand reputation rankings, and Mamamoo, even I would say that Mamamoo is probably I would consider them a powerhouse group because they are always right on the heels of like Red Velvet and IZ*ONE. And when I say a powerhouse group, I'm talking about like even when these groups aren't promoting, they are still very active from their communities and on social media. Social media mentions like they have very active fandoms even when they're not promoting.
Yeah.
And that's like Blackpink. They are the top. Usually top rated, but they trade sometimes with Twice for being like the number one girl group within the K-pop realm, and that's because they have very strong, very active, and almost even rabid fandoms.
Yeah.
So, Nick, based off of that lineup, because they just finished the first round, who would you have expected to be the ranked first and second, and ranked last?
Honestly, so is a lot of it is going to be based off of who's popular in Korea, right?
Yes, because so the round was conducted by. Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot to explain this part. So in the first round, they had their performances and they had their general audience of 500 members, but then they also had a special audience of trainees. Some of them we'd have recognized from Produce X101, Baekjin and Kim Shi-hun. Two members that I also happen to have liked, but I didn't get around to really liking and supporting them because obviously we had our teams that we were supporting, right? But yeah, I definitely recognize the two of them right off the bat. So they also get their own special vote, and it's a bit different though because for them it's an all or nothing vote. So whichever group gets the most of those special votes from those trainees, they get all the points, all 2,000 points. So they also rate each other, who they thought did better than them, who they thought did worse than them, and they get points based off of where they stand from
The audience.
Their inter-contestant voting.
Yeah.
So, but the biggest points come from the audience vote.
Yep.
And so, international fans don't really have much of a say in this at all.
Which sucks.
So, okay.
It sucks.
Yeah. So go ahead, Nick.
Typical shows. So, if my guess, then I don't really know how popular the groups are in Korea, simply because I'm not there. But I have to guess that, it's really highly contested, isn't it? Mama first?
Okay. Which that was one of my picks too.
Yeah.
I don't know. Who would you say if there was a tie-up for first or second place? Like if there was like a close contender to Mamamoo, who would it be?
Well, I've seen Oh My Girl in the rankings a lot.
Okay.
Like in the brand rankings.
Yes. Yeah.
So I mean, it kind of makes sense that Oh My Girl could be up there.
And then who would be your pick for last place?
Honestly, probably. Oh, is definitely not. Well, I don't know. Park Bomb maybe.
So you're actually not too far off.
Yeah.
So if you take a look in the other in our ideas channel, I have the rankings in there, and
Oh, do you?
yeah. So I was actually
Oh.
I was actually pretty close to what you had picked, except I had Lovely's down for like last place, and especially after having watched their live performances, yeah, I felt it was for sure like Lovely's would have been last place. But gi-dle, they really surprised me, and if you watch the episode and see like the amount of work that they put into their production, because they're basically a self-produced group. Like
So
Aura, we
right.
were talking about Soyeon being such a genius, right?
Soyeon is amazing. Like,
Yeah.
she's got that charisma. She's got that rap skill. She's got that.
She's got that eye for too, right?
Right.
Like the concept that she had. My goodness.
She
Oh my
she took her
goodness.
leadership to a whole new. Like, I gained so much like, I already respected her. Okay, like, straight up, I already respected her, especially from her when she participated in Unpretty Rap.
Unpretty Rap Star?
Yeah. Like, I already had the respect for her, but like, it just gained a whole new level because, like, this show also showed how much respect and all that her members had for her, and basically what she said they did.
Yeah, and well, you know, if I was part of her group, I'd listen to her too, because really, Soyeon, she's produced or at the very least had a strong influence in the production of all their comebacks, even in their debut.
Right.
So because
Yep.
for this round, each group was to perform their hits, like one of their greatest hits, but remix
Oh,
it.
okay.
And La Ta Ta was their debut
La
song.
Ta Ta.
And
Yeah.
well, you know, gi-dle, they had the nickname of the Monster Rookie Group, because when they debuted, they just
They cleaned
it
house.
was just such a they cleaned house, and it was just such a strong debut, and especially even more impressive by the fact that Soyeon had produced that debut.
Right.
And so when it came time for them to do the remix, as they were planning it out, Soyeon, she already had the concept in her head, and they were already going in the direction, and they were starting to pull it off, and it paid off very well, because they cleaned house on this competition with the special vote. All the trainees, they got the majority of the votes. The audience votes, they got the majority of those votes as well. They came pretty high in the self-evaluation vote. They ranked second. So, she's
So
she is a genius.
So
Yeah.
I wouldn't say that they got like all the votes for the special votes, because it's an all or nothing one.
I mean, yeah, it's all or nothing. So they got all the votes that mattered, enough to get the top place.
Yeah, because
yeah.
So the difference for those who don't know or who haven't watched it, still spoiler warnings, by the way. Here, whatever. But spoiler warning, and so the difference between them and second place was 3 votes. It was 3 votes.
Yeah, it was super close. Like the top 3, so gi-dle, Mamamoo, and Oh My Girl, the top 3 votes were very close to each other. So Oh My Girl,
But that was, I'm talking about just the special votes, dude.
oh, for the special votes.
Yeah, it was just 3.
Oh yeah, sorry, you said it was 3 votes. Yeah.
Yeah, it was
Yeah,
just
that's
3
right.
votes so it could have been
For
them or Mamamoo.
yeah, and Mamamoo, again, powerhouse group. They are veterans in the industry, and they live up to their hype. Their stage that they performed. They were the first ones to perform, man. They set a very high bar, and I mean, like Lovely's was just they got scared. They're like, what do we do? Do we just go home now?
I think both them and Oh My Girl
And Oh My Girl, yeah.
they were the two that
Like,
were.
and even they were the most vocal about it.
Yeah.
And even Park Bom, she was very impressed.
Oh yeah.
I mean, she was impressed by pretty much everybody.
She was impressed by all her juniors, dude. Like,
Yeah, it's so awesome too, like to see how humble she was with like, saying like, yeah, there's some things here that I'm learning from my juniors. So
Hmm.
out of all the performances, yeah, I think the top three being as close as they were, I thought they really deserved their votes, but I was really surprised by AOA. They didn't get as much votes. Like the top half versus the bottom half, huge difference. And but they're so close to it within their section.
Yeah.
So Lovelies, I wasn't too surprised about because really they did a weak remix of their biggest hit, and on top of that, Lovelies they've stuck with the same concept from debut, which is fine. A lot of groups do that and they do that very well. The problem is Lovely's sound has also stayed the same debut to now. So
Hmm.
at this point, like I could see a lot of audience fatigue with the Woolim sound because I can't even call it the Lovely sound because it's the Woolim sound. You see this with Rocket Punch, right?
Hmm.
Hmm.
Same sound. And Lovely's, it's not that they're not a talented group. It's I think they're just being really held back by their company. So
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, so I will say the top. I really tried to pick a top two. I really tried to pick a top two favorite performances, but four freaking performances tied. Okay, four. So out of all the ones that stuck in my head after watching all of it is Mamamoo, gi-dle, AOA, and Park Bomb.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I know that you're a fan of Oh My Girl and Lovelies, and don't get me wrong. All of them did amazing in their performances, but when it came to gi-dle and Mamamoo, their stage performances had so much power and charisma, and just Mamamoo alone. Like they even said it in the other contestants even said it. They commanded the stage.
Yeah, and so one of the biggest missteps that Oh My Girl and Lovely's had with their performances, when you look at what gi-dle, Mamamoo, and AOA and Park Bomb did, they've it had a lot more production work into their stage performance, and I'm talking about from like backup dancers to props, stage props. What's it called? Like Park Bomb when she had that blackout, and then when the lights came back on and you see the entire the whole gospel there, and they come in with that powerful gospel section, like
It was
you know
majestic.
they put in a lot more work into their stages. And Oh My Girl, it's not to say that they had a bad stage.
No.
They could have done more to really accentuate their stage performance. I like the props that they had with the streamers, the baton streamers. That I thought that was very lovely, and that ethereal musical accompaniment that they started off with. But they could have put more into it.
It
And I don't
stick
know.
out.
Yeah, so what stuck out was the emotion into their performance because Hyojung again, he's
Right.
as she was talking about like how she was just so filled with happiness as she's performing. It did really reach out and grabbed the audience and even the other performers because like you saw Moonbyul in the backstage, she was singing along. She was so enraptured into the song. You saw a lot of the audience, like some of the audience members were almost had tears too, and
Hmm.
the performance was very engaging, but it just lacked the same amount of polish as the other big stages because I don't know if they didn't have the same support from their company. If WM wasn't going to give them like the back or the what's it called the backup dancers or any props to go with their stage. But you definitely saw a lot of company support with Mamamoo's stage, with Park Bomb, gi-dle. So yeah, I think that was definitely one of the things that made the difference with Oh My Girl's performance.
Yeah.
Was or affected them. So
And yeah. So and then the other performance that really spoke to me was AOA's. Just
AOA, yeah.
so for those who don't know, I am a fan of AOA, and and they've been through a lot of, they've lost their drummer from when they were doing a band concept with AOA Black, Yokyung, and then they lost their main vocalist in Choa, where she was, again, like, she left the group, but this time it was due to mental illness. And then
and they hadn't promoted for like a year and a half too.
Since Bingo,
their last comeback was Bingo Bango last year spring, around that time.
And before that it was Excuse Me and Bing Bing, which was another year and a half or so.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So 2 extremely long hiatuses. And then recently, Mina, she did not renew her contract with FNC. So, I mean, granted, yes, in the show they say that they've lost 2 members, but technically they've lost 3, even though Yokyung was basically a part-time member. So
yeah, which is back from when they were when they had their AOA Black concept, which was like a girl group or girl band, like performing instruments type of band concept.
So for me, I was happy to see them perform on stage, and I was really happy to see them, but also not seeing the rest of the members just kind of tugged at the heartstrings. And
you know what else also was tugging at the heartstrings as well was Park Bom, when she was talking about, like, she's there by herself. You could tell, like, she misses the other members, and seeing all these other groups, like, performing together and having fun and whatnot, practicing together, like, you could tell, like, she misses that.
Yeah, I mean, you saw it when she, because when Lovelyz and Oh My Girl were, like, basically kind of joking and having fun talking, she turned to Mamamoo and was like, "Hey, can I join you guys in talking?" And
can I join your group? And it was great.
And
what was it, like, she got the manager to, like, exchange numbers and whatnot. So man, so maybe we'll get a collab in the future. It'd be great.
I can see Nick enjoying that one.
Because I mean, like, she's a legendary vocalist from a legendary group, Mamamoo. They are, if they're not already at legendary status, they're getting there.
Oh yeah.
And they are all very talented vocalists as well. So I think this would be just a very killer collaboration. And I really, really want to know who that what's it called? Who's going to be backing up
next episode?
Park Bom in the next episode, in the next performance. So Nick, I know you didn't watch the episode, but
right,
Park Bom. So for the next round, they have to perform a cover of another group's song, and when one group gets picked, they have to perform the cover of the group that picked them. So for Park Bom, she got picked by gi-dle.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. And she, the first thing she said, like, but like that has rap lines in it, right? And then she said, like, yeah, I'm gonna have to call in. They bleeped it out, right?
Yeah.
They blocked it, and so there's gonna be somebody there performing alongside Park Bom. Who do you think it's gonna be?
CL, let's go.
Like, bro.
I want Minzy. I want Minzy.
Imagine.
Oh my god.
Like, imagine it's someone else from 21.
Yeah, because I was looking really, really close, like at the preview. They blurred out her face, but like I could have swore I saw, like, blonde hair tied up back in a ponytail, like, CL normally does.
Yeah.
Dude, that would be amazing.
Oh my god, dude. Like, I really, really, really want this to be CL.
Oh, great. So I'm the only
That would
Minzy.
be...
Thanks.
I mean, if it's Minzy, that's great too. I mean, it's 21.
That's great too.
But then, I mean...
the whole point is it's 21.
It's 21.
Half of 21.
Well, I mean, like, if she's going to call on a member for rap support, who better than CL? I mean, if you're gonna bring in some support, bring in the big guns, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Go all out,
Oh my god!
Like,
what would be better?
Honestly, if it's anyone from 21, I would be extremely happy because I know I talked about this before, but they were my intro group to K-pop.
They have that special place in your heart.
Mhm.
Yeah, it would be super nice to be able to see that.
So will you watch
start
the
watching
next?
the show.
Oh, yep.
Yeah. So are you gonna start watching now?
If she's there.
Oh my God, Nick, you've been a lot of disappointments lately.
What do you want about?
To watch it.
For
Queendom
3 days,
with
I couldn't
us.
get up out of my bed.
Actually, you haven't been that much of a disappointment because I mean we've been pretty much on board with a lot of these comebacks lately. So I mean you're
Yeah,
you're a Reliance
I had to
fan,
volley
so.
to get a comeback into this show. What do you mean I've been the disappointment? More like you guys are the disappointment.
I was sick for like 3 weeks and couldn't talk. But the entire time I was
I dislocated my knee.
you
Okay,
you
Aura.
don't need your knee to talk, okay?
I need my knee to get out of bed.
Okay. So
Friendly argument, by the way, guys. Friendly argument.
yeah. This is how we have
Yeah,
fun.
well-
we rib each other. So,
Yeah.
but yeah. So Queendom, these groups, I love the entire lineup, and I can't find it in my heart to just want to single out any one group to support. You know, I've already said before, like, oh my girl, they're my old group. Lovelies, they're probably my old group that I just didn't know about because I have so many other albums, right? Mamamoo, I'm a recent stan of theirs. Like I already love the members, but after that come back with Gleam and Huyin with Goodbye, I'm on board. You know, I'm on board with Mamamoo. AOA,
Welcome.
they're an old fan. Old stan. Like I loved them from back in the day. You know, I'm starting to fall back in love with them. Park Bom, just like with Nick. You know, I got a history with her from back when she was in 21. You know, I was a big fan of her then. gi-dle, you know, I mean, I've been a stan, but I was always interested in the group, and you know, just seeing them here and realizing just how talented they are, man. You know, I don't care. You know, in my heart, they are all winners to me, really.
So because of Queendom, I have a feeling I may start standing Oh My Girl pretty soon.
How are you not already a stan after that second episode, man? Oh, I had like those tears, dude. I cried.
I did too. I gotta see how many more tears are gonna come out because of them. Okay.
There's gonna be more. There will be more.
Uh,
It's Oh My Girl.
So another thing about the show that we did not mention is the 6x6 rule.
Oh, yeah.
So if you get last place twice in a row, you're out.
Yeah, you're off the show.
Yeah.
Brutal.
And
So Lovelyz is like
In danger.
Lovelyz has already gotten
In
it
danger.
once.
Yeah.
So if they get last one more time, they're out.
Yeah. So
it's twice, not in a row.
Yeah.
yeah,
Oh jeez.
and so like with Lovelyz too. Here's the other part. Lovelyz and Oh My Girl, they got stuck with each other for having to cover each other's songs. They're basically the same. A lot of the same concept. They have a lot of overlap with their concepts. In fact, they've been billed as like rivals of each other for years now. And
So the sound really won't change that much.
well, so at least with Oh My Girl, they have a wide variety of sounds in their catalog.
Mm-hmm.
So
Right.
that gives Lovelyz a better fighting chance, really.
Yo,
as long-
they should have stuck Lovelyz with gi-dle's concept. Let's go.
Oh my goodness!
Could you imagine?
Or Mamamoo.
Or Mamamoo? Right? Could you imagine Lovelyz singing La Ta Ta?
No, not at all.
I kind of want to.
But-
So I kind of
That'd be
want to
great.
see Oh My Girl do La Ta Ta.
Well, so Oh My Girl, they have the repertoire for it though, because Mimi, she's I think that she's a very underrated rapper.
Oh yeah,
Um,
she had that stage. So out of all the members during their performance, she was the only one that I felt like almost had that like gi-dle stage presence compared to the other members.
Is Mimi.
Yeah, Mimi.
Yeah, and I think Yua could also pull it off. In a very surprising way. I think she could pull it off. So, Oh My Girl, they have the repertoire to pull off a gi-dle cover. I think so. Yeah. So, I think now is a good time for us to start moving on.